I'm Suzanne Ridgway from Let Us Eat, and welcome to my video. Today's video is going to include 3 dinners and 1 dessert, and with that said, let's get right to it. In today's picture, you see my pork country-style crock-pot ribs served with green beans and baked potato. I didn't do any other clips this particular day, but I did take a video of the actual dinner plate. This is Betty Crocker chocolate chip cookies. I am using 2 packages of these, so you're just going to double up on the recipe. It says a half a stick of butter and 1 tablespoon of water is all you need. So you're going to make a stick of butter and 2 tablespoons of water into your stand mixer or in your bowl to mix by hand. And you should also preheat your oven at this time at 375. I use parchment paper on my cookie sheets so the bottoms of the cookies don't turn black and hard. And I also spray with a little bit of butter spray. And pay attention to the butter when you put it into the stand. If it states melted, make sure it's melted. If it states softened, make sure it's softened. Otherwise, the cookies will not come out right. Give it a mix until it's in a dough form. Sure all that butter is mixed in to the batter for the cookie dough. I'm going to test it. I have my parchment paper onto my cookie sheet, and I have my fall pot holder that I picked up at the Dollar Tree a couple weeks ago. I'm going to take my cookie sheet, I'm going to bring it over to the stove, because that's where I'm going to assemble the cookies onto. My cookie dough came out perfect with the stand mixer. All it needed was a stick of butter and 2 tablespoons of water. Keep in mind, I am doing a double batch. Now I'm going to fill up my entire cookie sheet, and I'll be right back with you. The cookies rolled up and put onto the cookie sheet. It made 12. I spread them out an inch apart, as it says on the directions. It says to put them in for 8 to 10 minutes. I'm going to put them in for 8 minutes and then check them and may put them in for an extra 2. The oven is preheated at 375 degrees. These are now done. I'm going to let them cool for a minute before I transfer them into my take-along pan. It comes with a lid. I picked this up at the Dollar Tree. It's perfect for entertaining track meets, anything that you can think of where you need to bring something to a potluck. Also, I picked this up at the Dollar Tree. The clip is going to be Italian sausage style meatballs. I just added in my egg, and now I'm putting in my panko. I use 2 eggs. I'm going to use about a half a cup of panko. I'm going to use 3 teaspoons of fresh black cracked pepper. And 3 teaspoons of garlic. And about 1 to 2 teaspoons of chopped onion. You can use fresh onion for this as well, but I've been using chopped onion because there's been a lot of produce recall. I'm going to add the Italian sausage. My children won't eat these, so I only use a half a package. I freeze the other half for another day, just to stretch my dollars. Kind of crumble it up into the bowl. And then you're going to take your hands, make sure they're clean, that all the paper from the packaging came up. Looks like there's a little more. That's it. Okay, all the paper's gone. You're going to just sift through, make sure all the paper's gone. I thought it was already removed. You're going to mix it like you're mixing for meatloaf. And then you're going to pinch them into little balls about this size. And you're going to do that until all the beef is ground up into little balls. And then for my hack for today, you're going to put them in to the crock pot raw, because the crock pot isn't like an oven and it will cook the meatballs completely before you serve your dinner later. As you can see, there's plenty of sausage style meatballs in my crock pot with the sauce, and I put them in raw. The crock pot will cook them, and they'll cook them completely in the sauce, and then you can serve it with your favorite kind of pasta, garlic bread, a tossed salad if you need to. There will be leftovers, and I make extra because I freeze leftovers and I bring them to my father-in-law, and once a week we bring him over all our leftover goodies so he can have a quick heat and eat night, not have to worry to cook. In today's video clip, I am going to be making my beef mixture for my stuffed bell peppers. And since my children won't eat the stuffed bell pepper part, I'm going to make them some miniature meatloafs, all in the same pot. I have my crock pot preheating to low, and I'm putting in about a half a cup of egg. I'm going to put in a can of diced tomatoes. Then I'm going to put in my usual seasonings, which is 3 teaspoons of fresh black cracked pepper, 3 teaspoons of garlic, and a couple of teaspoons of dried onion. You can also use a half a minced onion for fresh. Just watch your recall lists. There's been quite a few recalls on produce with certain stores. So first I'm going to add the fresh black cracked pepper. Try to eyeball it. You may use a measuring spoon if you're not comfortable eyeballing it. I've been seasoning my foods since culinary school, so for about 30 years now. And that smells about accurate. And I said about 3 teaspoons of garlic. On these types of bottles, it's good to pinch the bottle as you're shaking out the garlic so it doesn't completely fall out on you. And if I can find my dried onion, which is always in a different spot, I'm going to add a couple teaspoons of it. And since this is an Italian dish, I think I'm going to add a couple teaspoons of Italian seasoning. You are going to take your clean hands and you're going to mix everything together. And then you're going to add about a half a cup of panko. Don't worry if it's too soupy, because all that juice is going to go to the bottom of your crock pot. Once it's well mixed, you can take your bell peppers and prep them to be stuffed. have my bell peppers washed and hollowed out of their seeds. I don't waste anything but the little hat on the bell pepper. The crown I'm going to cut up and put into the meat mixture. This is a nice fall harvest meal if you grow bell peppers in your garden, and if you freeze your bell peppers, it'll be a nice hearty meal for the winter time. I'm going to be transitioning my fall menu soon to my winter menu. We got about a month left of fall. All the beautiful colors are slowly fading in New York State. I did a lot of nice fall photos with my photography this year. Very blessed with all the colors. Just going to mix the bell peppers in a little more. There's a lot of meat here, so I'll be able to do a couple of small meatloafs for my kids. I'm going to take the bell pepper. You're going to stuff them. Mine, I'm going to be grating some mozzarella cheese to put on top. My husband does not want cheese on his. You're going to place them as is right in your crock pot. You're going to let them cook on low till around 2-3 o'clock. Get them nice and stuffed. Now I'm going to take this leftover mixture and give my hands a quick rinse. And I'm going to put some more panko in it. I love having a garbage bowl in my sink. It really helps. I'm going to take the meat mixture and then I'm going to round up a little ball like that. Put it into the crock pot. Little meatloaf patties. Make sure there is a well between them. Here's my bell stuffed peppers with my 2 mini meatloaves for my kids who will not eat the stuffed peppers. I have everything in the one pot. I added a can of tomato soup that I did not dilute, and then I added a can of water around the bell peppers and the meatloaves so they will soak in the crock pot all day until you're ready to serve dinner. You can serve this with plain white rice and some peas, or tossed salad and garlic bread. It's a nice hearty way to celebrate fall. If you like my video, please give it a like. Please subscribe and tell your friends and family, and have a great day.